As we know, because we have seen before, there are vacuum cleaners that get copied. There are designs which are run and made by the original manufacturer, and then they're bought when they are end of life and redone. This is one of those cleaners. This is a Eureka Forbes. Look, the clean world of Eureka Forbes Euroclean 2000. I mean, it looks quite familiar, but I can't quite put my finger on why. But what we are going to do today is have a look at this and see why it doesn't work, because it doesn't currently. Let's have a look. Yes, hello my vacuum cleaner chums, how are you today? Yes, this is what happens when the Electrolux automatic shape of cleaner becomes obsolete and Electrolux don't want it anymore. It gets bought, remade, rebadged and sold. And here is, yes, our Euroclean 2000 in all of its glory really. It is apparently the ultimate cleaning system and might well be if we can get it working. Up front we have no automatic stuff at all, just a button which opens up, oh blimey, which opens up into one of these sort of bag things. There is a bag inside of it, and inside of there is, oh, there's a sticker. Hello. Fowl Industries Limited. Oh, it's a shame it's a little bit destroyed because, oh, I don't know if I can show you. There, look, is the rating sticker, EC300. There's, I don't know when it was made. There's some other inspection stickers there. I hadn't seen that actually. I haven't taken the bag out yet, so hey, I've learned something as well. Let's take out the inner paper bag, which seems quite clean and quite, in fact, yes, it is quite clean and quite modern because it's from a cylinder cleaner. This machine came from Mr. Jake actually, so I'm fairly confident that, you know, it's going to be okay. He's had a crack at it. It doesn't work. We're going to have a look at it. But how terribly interesting. Now, this is how the mechanism works on here with just two holes there. So there is some change to the Electrolux design, whether to cheapen it or whatnot. I think looking at some videos there should be a plastic top just like my spinny that sits on there that the bag comes through. But also looking at this, I think we're just going to be able to stick a HEPA flow in it should we get it working. Let us remove the top grill where we find the post motor diffuser, which I don't know, I don't think it was ever white. I think it's always been this colour, although there's also no plastic air smasher, whatever it is. Now let's just have a look underneath. It also lets us see that they haven't used rivets. They've used screws, which is quite handy because it means that I can take this apart very easy. There's no automatic rod running down the length of this thing either. The switches, they've kept that pretty much the same. We have our on-off switch. We have our cord reel, which works okay. Down to the bottom, we have our usual wheels. They're a little bit perished now, but they're there. The cable still comes out of here, like so. Oh, there's also this weird thing that I don't know if it's a hangy clip. It doesn't look like it because it will hang the wrong way. I then wondered if it was like a stair, something to hold it on the stairs. It probably is, and then it won't roll backwards. Then you can clip it back down, and then we have ourselves a front wheel with the ball bearing race of the Electrolux automatic, very dried out indeed. Right, that's the outside of the machine. This is what the back looks like, and look, can you see, look there? Isn't that a familiar looking logo. It's almost where the Lux used to go on the Electrolux automatic system. Now, this has one of these Euro plugs on it. I think, I'm sure, German? I don't know. But either way, I don't actually have an adapter that fits it because it's got this wide bit on it. Usually they don't, so I can just slot it in. So I think we're going to have the plug off quite early because that way we can test it. It is the right voltage. We're not going to, it's not American because there, look, is 250 volts, 5 amps. So that's cool. I just, do lack an adapter to try it out with. But before we get on to plugging it in, let's look at the tools, hadn't we? Oh, yes. Because, of course we got some tools with it. We have this thing, which is the hose end, with which I've had to unscrew to store, and the wand, and I've not managed to get it off yet, but the wand is stuck into the hose end. And it looks very stuck, so I've not been able to get it out. This is a telescopic wand. Very nice, and then you lock it into place. And that is all one piece, which is quite annoying. We then have this beautiful grey butterfly tool. This looks new as well. I don't think this has seen much use at all. That's just where it's been stored. And yes, it is a nice butterfly tool indeed. Here, yes, Phoenix. Here is our hose, which is unscrewed from there with the usual style 3-lug fitting on the end. This is the main rug / carpet nozzle, a flip over affair. So one side is concentrated, the other side is wafty and big. Then, oh no, look, we do actually have an adapter. Oh, okay, might check the fuse in this end, see if this is blown. But yeah, it needs to be a flat one so that it fits into it. I'm sure there's a specific thing it's called. Here is, oh gosh, our crevice tool, which has seen a hair splodge of use. I can tell. Again, I'm not going to fit any of this to the end of the hose, so we're going to have to make good use of these tools and just have it a little bit longer than normal. And then there's this strange chap, which looks like the dusting brush from the 1980s Hoovers before they went square style. It is literally the same style. It's quite a nice brush, and it's fixed on to this elbow piece here. So it's only really meant for like up high stuff, because you can fit the wand to it and only clean like that. Or there is this second elbow piece, which presumably, look, it lets you do it like a Z, so you can dust with a bit more of a nice angle onto your high up places. It's very strange indeed. And that's, I think, everything that comes with our Eureka Forbes Euroclean 2000. But having all these tools isn't going to help us much if the machine itself does not work. So first thing I'm actually going to do is check the fuse in this, because it may have blown. I don't know its history. And then we'll go from there, because don't forget, this is a copy of the Electrolux 345, 330, the automatic range. I don't know how much I've copied. I've never actually been inside. We may be doing that in this video. So could this have a Luton motor with a blown suppressor? It's quite possible. Equally, it can have a completely different motor in it, and it'll scare the bejesus out of us when we turn it on. Let's test the fuse. Here is the fuse from my little plug, and actually fuse is fine. So bit worrying then, it's not actually the fuse. Let's turn it on again, because it's been a little while since I've plugged it in. Oh, you're not clicking in very reliably. Let's put the fuse in first. Push, click. That's better. That's not as loose at all. Yeah. Ooh, what? Maybe this thing is more broken than I thought. Oh look, we have a. Oh, I've not had it running before. Oh. Ugh, that sounds lovely. Oh, I've not had it. It didn't run before. Wow, I wonder what happened. That's interesting. Hey, they don't sit down. But we do have ourselves a running, jumping Eureka Forbes Euroclean 2000. But I still want to have a look at what's inside of it, don't you? It's not going to take terribly long to have the motor out of this, so should we have a quick peek? That's genuinely the first time I've heard it run, and it does sound like there's a loosened motor in there, doesn't there? Right, we've got to put the cable away first because it needs to be away. Let's see, this should be the same. Oh, put some more tension back in that. Should be the same as getting into a 300 series. So we can take out the back screws, which are slotted, not cross-headed like the originals, with a little washer. There's one. Oh, get the other one out. And then in theory we should just be able to pull this entire back piece off. Oh, something holding it in. I think it might be this bit. Look, there's screws everywhere. It's almost like they meant for it to be taken. Actually, no, we won't want to unscrew those, will we? Because they're going to be in the motor housing, and I'm not going to do them back up. Yes, I can only see these front ones for this piece. Okay. Ah, he did just slide off. There we go. So, we basically have the exact same setup as a 330 down to the bar, this. I'm not seeing any Luton things, but equally there's a sort of papery washer that's very familiar to the ones that are used normally. And we have ourselves the exact same style of backing plate as well, although one that does look like it's moulded out of a different plastic. Right, we've got to unplug the switch, which is a standard Electrolux switch. That's very interesting. The reason I want to check it is because it didn't work and now it does, and I'm just paranoid that, oh no, that there's going to be some sort of loose connection in there. So that looks like a normal Electrolux style switch. Oh come on, focus. It's even made, there we go, by the same people that make the original. So okay, so far it's very Electrolux. Now this is still going to be a pain because, oh no, wait, look at that folks, just like your 1980s Land Rover look. Bullet connectors. Wow. Okay, that's cool. What do you want, Bird? Do you not like our Electrolux? Let's open up these back parts. Another 4 screws to undo. Yeah, this is clear on the 345 and the 330. You know, I haven't seen the ubiquitous LU1 mouldings that, you know, Electrolux always used to put on everything. Oh, that's screw. Did sound like a normal motor though. Right, there we go. So that comes off, and we'll pull the neutral through. Oh, there's some tape. Look, is it around the connector? Yes, it is. Oh dear, look, somebody's been in here before. That's probably not original, I must say. Ooh, it's different, folks, but very similar. It has the same spring that goes on the top. The motor is the same sort of size, but look, it is an EC 300 Super motor. Serial number 37001. And it's got a fan nut look. But it looks the same. Look, there's even a little suppressor. It looks ever so similar to an actual Electrolux motor, which I think I've got somewhere. Hang on. Yeah, here we go. This is actually the spare motor from the 330s, the 345s that I did. I kept it as a spare, and look, it's identical. Yet this one has LUP1 on it. Very common on Electrolux parts to find. You know, there's LUB12. There's always an LU on there for Luton, but this one has none of it. It is a completely remade motor. And I don't know what the wattage is. I don't know what the power is because the ratings plate was vanished on this thing. But yeah, it's completely different. I was fully expecting them to be, have one of these in. But no. So the suppressor is okay. I don't think that's going to be a poppy one. If it is, it is. We shall see what happens. But yeah, I've got no. Hang on, look, there is a 55022-2. Phoenix, get off. But yeah, no Luton markings for me to tell you where it's from. But everything is just so similar. That's incredible. Look, it's even got the same foam around the motor. That is uncannily cool. Right, so I don't like this. It's not even soldered. Literally just tied. So I think we're going to replace that. I mean, what have we got coming out of the motor? There's maybe I should just cut the suppressor out completely. What do you reckon? And have it running just off the live and the neutral going straight to here. But I don't know, we'll keep it in for now, but we are going to do something about that because I don't like that. Now that's all soldered up and just looking generally a lot nicer, judging by the harsh bends in this wire. This thing's been apart before. What we're going to do now though, quickly, is just have a look at the carbon brushes, because that will tell us a lot about this machine. Pop this one out. And yeah, it tells us that it's got plenty of life left in it. In its custom little motor. I can't believe that. Somebody went to all the effort. And I've not found a date code yet. That is quite annoying. I am looking around everything that there is, because obviously the actual original Electrolux automatic was in the 1970s. And this means that somebody has gone to all the effort after the 70s. I've got a feeling these were 1980s. That, to remake everything completely bespoke, which is just wonderful really. And oh, now you're going to be a right sod, aren't you, to get in. Hang on. Oh really? You just look. Tell you what, then I'm going to get this back in there, get it all buttoned up, and then we'll fit a bag and do some cleaning. There we are. A short time later, we have that cable. Clips are worn on that. We have our cable repaired. I'm not entirely sure it was the issue, but it's fixed now. I'm going to spin the hose back into the end. Nice and tight. Then we can fit the hose onto the front. I put the cloth bag back in. I've not bothered with a inner bag for now. It all needs washing. And yeah, we have 1,000 watts Electrolux. Whatever it is. Look, if we put the floor brush on. That's actually quite good. I'll move these before I suck them up. These are the labels from it, which are just falling off, so I've taken them off and put these over here. After refurbishing it, I can put them back on. I've just got to take the hose end out of here, but obviously I can't. Yeah. from a video that I have seen online, I am actually missing another one of these, but with the brushes on. So I'm going to cheat for a second and plug it up to actually the brand new from the pneumatic basil video floor head, which I still have here. Oh, that's very tall now. Luckily, we have some telescopic ones. That has immense access. That's a bit too much. Even the motor's sounding a little bit better now that it's running a bit, although we shall have a better look at that. Look, we can even fit the butterfly tool, being careful of the bristles. Oh. And our weird sort of upside down head. Who knows? I've also just noticed it's underneath these stickers, and I'm not going to peel them off unless they come off. Look, there's the original holders for the 345, 330 roundels that went on there. That's great. I don't know what to do about this tube though. It's almost like it's rotating inside of itself, and I don't quite know why. See if I can get it out. But done it! Wow! Crikey, that's been in there a while. Okay, that helps then. So now I can use it for dusting. And of course, because it's got the mouldings of the original in it, we could use it wicked. That's suddenly got a heck of a lot more wicked thanks to this coming off of here. Oh, excellent. Right, let's sum up. So there we go, folks. A machine that I've had languishing around for quite a long time before finally getting around to it, and it wasn't actually that bad anyway. Inside the bag is now quite dusty with the surprising amount of dirt it picks up for having a 1000-watt motor in it, pretty much. That helps. I mean, I've never really stopped to think what a 550-watt Electrolux 500 would be like with a bigger motor, because obviously, unlike the Miele motor hack, this has to squeeze together. That back bit pushes this down, so you do need the right size motor. But hey, motor works all right. I finally got this out. That's going to be pretty significant improvement. Yeah, it's actually now ready to come apart and be washed, polished, put back together, and we'll see if our Euroclean is any better afterwards. So yeah, what happens when the Indian market takes a unwanted old, they might have bought it, Electrolux UK design, or actually Electrolux worldwide, because I'm sure there were Voltas like this as well, so it's probably not that simple, but yeah, it lives on. and is here now. So comment down below, have you ever seen a Euroclean 2000? Have you ever owned one? There is one video on YouTube, so go find that out. Well, two now with this one. And yeah, I'm going to get this looking and working as well as it can, see if I can find anything more out whilst I take it apart. You know, this grey vinyl seems to be hiding a dent-free body, which is good, although it does seem to be floating. It's not actually fixed. It's not glued. It's only fixed on the edges, I think. Who knows? It's pretty cool though. And yeah, I and it will see you soon.